John Kerry, your days are numbered. A group of 27 House Republicans calling on President Biden to denounce his climate czar over recent comments about farming and climate change. Earlier this month, during the Aim for Climate Summit, hosted by the Department of Agriculture, Kerry stated that net zero energy goals are impossible without the farming industry being front and center. Lives depend on it. Watch.
We can't get to net zero. We don't get this job done unless agriculture is front and center as part of the solution. This sector needs innovation now more than ever. How critical it is that we get this right, because lives depend on it.
This from a guy who flies all over the world in private planes. Republicans saying it's a, quote, slap in the face to the hardworking individuals that spend their lives producing our world's food and fuel. Here with me now, President of the National Black Farmers Association, John Boyd Jr. John, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for having me.
So, listening to climate czar Kerry, it sounds like he's attacking farmers. Do you take this as an insult?
Well, it really is an insult to America's farmers. You know, farmers are the hardest working people, and it's actually the hardest occupation in history in America is farming. And I listened to those comments by John Kerry, and he has it wrong. Instead of meeting with folks in China and these other parts of the country, he needs to be talking to America's farmers. And right now, last year alone in the United States, we lost 10,000 farmers in this country, 10,000 farmers. And here you have a person where the president created this position for him, gave him a 40-person staff, millions and millions of dollars of budget that he has to work this climate office. And he hasn't reached out to America's farmers to see how he's going to work with them. So instead of dictating to us what we need to do, he needs to be talking to America's farmers. Every time the government steps in and says farmers have to make a change, they never attach the cost with it. We haven't seen a raise in decades America's farmers have. So right now we're facing all of these high input costs, gas, diesel fuel, fertilizer, labor, and we haven't seen a raise. And John Kerry has the audacity to put America's farmers down. He needs to be apologizing to America's farmers right now.
Absolutely. And you are the ones who innovate. You are the stewards of the land. I mean, obviously, yes. You all love the earth. It is the hardest work that you can do. I doubt that John Kerry has ever spent a day on a farm.
Well, and I've been saying that, you know, instead of criticizing America's farmers, he needs to get out here and do a day's work. We all know what, you know, farming is about. We practice conservation, regenerative agriculture. I do. Farmers know how to take care of the land. And my daddy and grandfather taught me, if you take care of the land will always take care of you. That's what we've done in this country. And America's farmers are still the best farmers in the world. But we're treated like second-class citizens with statements like this from former Senator John Kerry.
Yeah, no, he couldn't tell a soybean from an ear of corn. Do you think that you would support the Biden administration again in light of these comments?
No, and right now I can't do it. We have 120,000 members in 47 states. This administration hasn't delivered on debt relief for our black farmers. Quite frankly, we actually face an extinction right now, and this administration hasn't done anything about it. John Kerry's climate change office hasn't done anything about the fact that we're facing extinction in this country. I don't see myself supporting this administration. The president hasn't met with us since he received my endorsement when he was calling me. And now that he's in office, they won't return the calls. Him, the vice president.
We'll see what happens in 2024. But I have a feeling you're going to get a lot of calls from some of the other candidates who are in the race. John, thank you so much for your hard work and for being here tonight. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.